Monsters Inc. 3 was just announced, and for once, I think the internet is actually not losing its marbles. Let me explain. We all are on the internet way too much, so we know what it's like when Pixar announces a new sequel. They're like, oh, well, no, why do they have to have another? Oh, but they're just milking this project. Man, just let this franchise die already. Even though they have not had a single bad sequel. And I'm talking about Cars 2. I really like that as well. But it's just the same song and dance. When Disney says they're gonna do something that is a sequel so that they can pay for the new stuff that's coming out, like Hoppers. By the way, go watch Hoppers this weekend. I'm gonna go as well. We need to do that together. People just get so angry and it just gets exhausting. Except this time. Monsters Inc. 3 was just announced that it's in production, and people are losing their minds in a good way. I'm serious. Scroll through Twitter. I was hard-pressed to find a single negative comment, and every single negative comment was just like, hope it's not gay. People are just excited, and it really spiked my curiosity. Why in the world is the internet exploding over this one in a good way? When Toy Story 5's trailer came out, and I think it looks really good, and there's still a large group of people that are very unhappy with it even existing. So let's talk about why I think that the response has been different this time around. First off, let's compare it to Toy Story, okay? Toy Story very clearly has an issue that Monsters Inc. legitimately cannot have yet. And that is Toy Story, in a lot of people's eyes, my eyes included, is the most perfect trilogy of all time. Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, perfect. People love it, don't want to touch it ever again. And so you can understand why people would be upset that Toy Story 5 is coming out, because it just continues to add on to something that they believe is perfect and doesn't need to be touched at all. And even more important than that, I think that they think every time that Disney goes back to this well, specifically with Toy Story, that the franchise just dwindles in quality. I would disagree. I think Toy Story 4 completely justifies its existence, and Toy Story 5 looks like it also has a good reason to exist. Anyway, I made a video about that. If you're interested, you can go find it on the YouTube. But it's something that Monsters Inc. doesn't struggle with because they have two great movies. People have been wanting to see these characters get to a trilogy for 15 years. So while there's a loud majority of people that just want Toy Story 5 to not exist because they think that Toy Story 1 through 3 is perfect, there's an even bigger group of people that are like, why did it take you so long to make Monsters Inc. 3? Why have you not given this franchise a chance, which is quite possibly just as beloved as Toy Story? You didn't give them a chance to even get to a trilogy. I think that's one reason. The second reason is because, I don't know if you guys remember, we actually got a Monsters Inc. show. And in my opinion, the show is actually not very good. I think it dwindled as it continued to go on. It just wasn't really that quality. But the one thing that I did like, the moments that I did like in it, were when the two Monsters Inc. characters were in it. Whenever Mike and Sully were on the screen, I was hooked. I was in, it might have not have been super awesome storytelling or anything like that, but I was interested in what was on the screen just because we love those characters. I would say it's something along the lines of, when you guys go out to fast food, right? You're going to Dairy Queen and everybody says, do you want anything? And you're like, no, I'm okay. And then you see everybody else eating the fries and they even share one with you. And then you're like, crap on a nugget and call me Aunt Betsy. Yeah, I do want fries. It's that type of thing. That I don't think we really realized how much we wanted to see these characters until they just kind of threw that fry in our face and then stomped on it and was like, we're not going to do anything with it. You can see the fry, it's right there. You can reach it, you can grab it, but it's now stomped. It's gone. It just gave us a taste of something that we wanted and then didn't really fulfill any sort of craving that we had. I think another reason that we need to talk about is that I don't think people are as offended by sequels anymore. There was a time, especially in the late 2010s, where every time a sequel came out, people were angry. People were TO'd about any sort of sequel coming out. And I don't know if you guys feel this way, but it doesn't really seem to me like that's a huge issue to people anymore. Especially because we're getting into this huge, we have been in this huge nostalgia wave. So anything that reminds us of the times where we got to walk around in our diapers when we were like 10 years old or whatever, we're going to want to go watch more of that, It's like we're stuck in this constant cycle of always wanting to be reminded about our childhoods, which in my opinion, it's kind of not a very good thing because we're missing out on our adulthoods and all the cool things that we can enjoy in our adulthoods. But that's besides the point. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not going to get into that right now. I do think that's another reason why people were infuriated infuriated when Finding Dory was about to release, but people are so excited about Monsters Inc. 3. Just a game theory. But the final and most important reason why I think that I view this differently than a lot of other Pixar films is a little bit morbid. This is a hard conversation to have, but it's a conversation that definitely needs to be talked about. Billy Crystal is getting up there. John Goodman, he's been old since I was a little kid. And I think it's kind of hard to face the reality that we won't always have these actors. We won't always have these creative people that really impacted us as children. So, in my opinion, it kind of feels like, yeah, let's get some more time with these characters before it's too late. While we can, I don't want to act nihilistic in the future. This is a good thing that while they're still here, we get to see these characters again. And this is not meant to be like sad. It's not meant to be distasteful in any way. It is something that is true. And in my opinion, it's a good thing that we get to see these again. We get to experience this one more time. And there is something really wholesome and sweet about that. Anyway, real quick before we're done here, I thought I'd show you this from Twitter, which was just freaking hilarious. This guy posts an AI image and just gets lambasted in the comments. Look, AI generated images, I don't really like them very much, but whatever. If you want to post them, that's your prerogative, whatever. I think that people were more offended that it looked like this. That's terrible. That's horrifying. And then also, this Grok response was just so funny to me. I don't know why it was acting so enthusiastic about this guy's image, but those are the two things that I was scrolling through Twitter today that I found that I thought maybe would make you laugh. What do you think about this down below? Why do you think that people are more excited about this than other Pixar sequels? Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I cannot believe that we are at, I believe, 223 subscribers as I'm recording this. So thank you all. I love you. I'll see you later this week. Goodbye.